If you guys are watching this right now, it means I finally get to show you guys this video. Before I get into anything else, I want to make this crystal clear. I do not condone any sort of violent behavior, harassment, false reviews, any sort of negativity, any sort of negative response to Barley House or any of its employees. I do not condone that. That's not what I want, and it's simply not okay. This video is not intended to reignite the flame of what happened in Cleveland. In fact, it's here to completely end this so I can move on with my life, so Alyssa can move on with her life, and we can deal with this the right way, privately. That's how it should have been handled from the start, but that's mine and Alyssa's fault. That being said, nobody was perfect in this. The video I'm about to show you was intended to defend mine and Alyssa's self from the video that Barley House released. There's a lot of up shit going on in that video, and trust me, I wanted to show you guys ASAP. I originally planned on uploading this video at the end of November, I think November 28th, only a day after they posted their video. Unfortunately, I was not allowed to do so, legally not allowed to do so. To give you guys a little timeline on what exactly happened, Barley House uploaded their video in response to the whole situation. I found a lot of problems in this video, so obviously I planned on responding to this video. However, I could not because Barley House successfully filed a TRO against myself and Alyssa, which prevented us from speaking on the matter. We were not allowed legally to defend ourselves. We were not allowed to respond about the night at all. This was a problem, a huge problem, because Barley House got a lot of things wrong and they were not as perfect as they claimed to be this night. In the meantime, while Alyssa and I are unable to speak, they put out ads on YouTube, sharing this video, spreading it as far across the internet as they could, again with mine and Alyssa's inability to defend ourselves or speak at all about it. It took so long for this video to finally come out because the legal process is very slow. Alyssa and I had to fly to Cleveland. We had to pay a lot of money for flights and lawyers and hotels and all that shit just so you guys could see this video. We did it just so you guys could see this video. I was allowed to post other videos, don't get me wrong. I could have went on with my life and pretended like nothing happened, but that was a huge problem for me because that's just not who I am. More often than not, YouTubers will go about their life, pretend like nothing happened if shit gets too hot. I could not do that. I could not have anyone thinking that this side of the story was the only side of the story. I had to share this with you guys. I'm more excited than anything to just be able to show you guys this. It took so much time, more work and effort and time and money went into this video than anything by far on my channel, Alyssa's channel. This was so hard to get out to you guys. Washington Post did a pretty interesting article on the matter, and before I had even seen this, that's exactly how I felt about the matter. They talk about how my freedom of speech is potentially being violated in all this. That's exactly how I felt. I had to sit by the sidelines and have a whole bunch of people think that this happened like the way that they said it did when it didn't at all happen like that. I was patient, I respected the legal process, and we finally got it reversed. Without further ado, enjoy the video. Everyone involved in the incident between me, Alyssa, and the Barley House made mistakes throughout the night. We all could have handled it better, myself included. Before I get into it, I just ask that you guys watch through the whole video. You guys watch my video from yesterday and try to put yourself into my shoes, look at it from my perspective, and understand where all this is coming from. Because it didn't happen for no reason. Obviously something happened, and I'm not completely in the wrong on this like Barley's saying I am. I didn't plan on making this video. I think I did a great job in my last one explaining my perspective, what happened throughout the night to me and Alyssa, and all that. But they released their video, it got posted to Reddit, and a wave of Reddit users came and just started blasting my videos, started blasting me on Twitter and stuff, which I understand. Reddit is a scary community. You don't want to be on Reddit's bad side, and I just feel like my side is not represented at all in this video. So I understand where it's all coming from. I live on the internet, I get it. But what you have to understand is the guy commentating who wasn't even there is putting words in people's mouth, changing little bits and pieces of the story. Perfect example, he says at a point in this video, Alyssa's mom tells the bouncer, "I'm sorry."
You can see Alyssa's mother patting the security guards on the shoulder, apologizing for what happened. Apologizing for what happened.
There's no sound in this. You're completely making that up. That's not part of the story. She never said sorry. She's just as mad, if not the most mad, about the situation. And I'm gonna break it down for you guys and explain to you guys what's going on, what's actually going on. Before I do that, I do want to break down what I did wrong. I want to break down what Barley did wrong. I want to break down the past of Barley to support my claims that this isn't a perfect establishment. I'm also going to break down the security footage and give you guys my perspective. For those of you guys who do have my back and do know me and love me, I thank you so much. Me and Alyssa couldn't appreciate it more. We love you guys, honestly. Like, you're the only thing we have right now, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. To the people who hate me and have only seen their video, I understand. You guys don't know me. Most of you have never seen a video from me. You know nothing about me, and I just look like a dick. So it's completely understandable, but hopefully those of you who do fall into that category watch through, and you guys at least hear me out. social media. Just should never have put any of this on social media. We should have calmed down. We should have walked away. We should have went to the police. We should have handled this the right way. I handled it the wrong way, admittedly. We should have handled it the right way, and I'm sorry for that. Again, I take full responsibility for this. I am a for that. I'm sorry. Emotions were running rampant. My girlfriend's getting fucking beat up. Alyssa's family's there. Her mom, her dad's standing right there. I feel like it's my job to protect her. I feel like I need to do something, and we were getting nothing. That being said, Barley is not right in this, and I'm going to go into where they went wrong now. So at this point, you guys are probably asking yourself, well, if this guy hit Alyssa and he doesn't work for Barley, then what's the problem? What did they do wrong? They did plenty wrong. My beef with Barley is what happened in the basement with where he grabbed me by my neck, dragged me up the stairs for no other reason than me waiting in a restricted area for my girlfriend to be done using the bathroom. As I said in my last video, I was allowed to be down there. He shouldn't have done this. He mishandled the situation 100%. On the screen right now, you guys can see a screenshot from myself and Maria's conversation. Maria works for Barley ownership. She works at a sister restaurant, and her job is on the line. She didn't want me to put this out there. I have to put this out there. You guys need to see this. As you can see in the screenshot, he was aggressive toward me first. His tone, his mannerisms, they were aggressive toward me first. He touched me first. He grabbed me and pushed me back, to which I pushed him, and there was a scuffle, and then I was dragged up the stairs by my neck. That is the truth. That is the fact of what happened. And me, that situation was wrong. Barley staff, they were wrong, period. So this is the part where I break down the security footage, poke all the holes in this story, and just break it down from my perspective. Keep in mind, this commentator's adding dialogue and narrative to a situation he wasn't there. He's literally putting words in people's mouths. So the first part I want to address is the security footage that they have of me in the hallway with
Security guard walks by and just checking on the girls, making sure they're okay, you know, seeing what's going on. It's explaining, as you can see, we don't allow people down here this late.
Now, first of all, they went on local TV and they said that I was in the girls' bathroom.
After 2 a.m., that area is off limits to anybody, and that's where we found them, with both male and female being in the restroom initially.
Nowhere in this clip do I go in the girls' bathroom. Wasn't in the girls' bathroom. I wasn't doing anything wrong. In this clip, you can see me dancing, chopping it up. There's no aggression at all in this situation, unlike the commentator, who I guess has eyes and ears everywhere, is saying. There's no aggression here. The situation is completely calm, completely normal. We're just chopping it up. I do this corny ass dance move, which I do everywhere. T-Wop, roll the clip. And then 2 seconds later, Alyssa's right there with us. She then turns around and goes to the bathroom. If there's any aggression between me and this bouncer, Alyssa isn't going anywhere. She's gonna stay right there with me. She turns around, she goes to the bathroom. We went down there for the girls to go to the bathroom. I'm talking to this bouncer, and I don't know if he knows I'm with them or whatever, but the situation is not aggressive at this point. That's not how this is going at this point. And then the guy says this.
Now he assaulted.
What?
He pushed him. He pushed him.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
He pushed him.
Where do you see me push the guy? Where do you see me push here? You can't clearly see anything that happened. You cannot see how this started. I did not push this guy. This is not how this happened at all. At this point, Maria's standing here. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen one more time for you guys. Boom. She asked me not to share this shit with you guys. She has no interest in saying this other than the fact that it's true. He was aggressive toward me first. He put his hands on me first. End of story, period. The next part of the security footage I want to show is this stairwell. So this stairwell is above a room, a completely separate room to the hallway. Before I see this, I want to see the security footage from that room. That's the room that this whole scuffle happened. Why is that the one room you guys keep not introducing the security footage for? Why? You guys have a security camera in there. Please release the footage. It will prove that started this shit with me. It will prove that I didn't put this guy into a headlock like they said here.
As you can see from this clip, he is clearly the first one in a headlock. Clearly the first one in a headlock. Clearly the first one in a headlock.
I just poked so many lies into this whole thing. Between the bathroom, you'll never ever see proof of me being in the woman's bathroom, even though that's what they said on local TV. You'll never see me start with even though he points to the camera and says, look, there it is. Look, he's choking him here and he pushed him here. No, I want to see the security footage from inside that room. That will show us what really went down. The only proof that I have is this conversation with Maria. Let's pop it up for a third time. Like, what can I do? I don't have access to this security footage. I can't chop it up the way that I want and add every dialogue and narrative that I want, even though I was there. The guy who's commentating this wasn't even there. Let that sink in. Take that into account. So from the point I get to the top of the stairs and out the door, yes, I'm calm. They pass me off to this guy. They refer to him as the VIP bouncer. He was completely calm to me. I calmed down. We walked out together. I make my way outside. I'm obviously mad at about what happened. I lost my bracelet. I'm trying to figure out where that is. I'm trying to figure out what this guy's name is, because at this point I feel wronged. I'm pissed. Alyssa follows soon after, and she's complaining about getting hurt. She has a scrape on her knee, and like my head is going crazy. Like it sparks everything off completely all over again. Now Alyssa's hurt. My girl, she's hurt. I just got thrown out, embarrassed in front of my girlfriend's family. I'm mad. And then I made the mistake, admittedly, of going on social media. A couple more things I do want to add that I missed. One, they made a comment about a guy accompanying us, walking us to our car.
One of the Barley House security guards agents actually walked Alyssa to make sure they got to their car safely and prevent any further incident from happening.
That just did not happen. That's untrue. And two, you guys are gonna see on the screen right now, this is what Barley House claimed that Alyssa had paid that night. It's 600, 650 bucks, something like that. And now you will see Alyssa's bank statement on the screen, which is just under $800. It just goes with the little minor twisting of details to just make us look worse. Even though spending $600 in a place is, you know, it's not no money. That also doesn't include the amount of money that I was tipping in cash throughout the night. Like I said, why would we lie about this? We spent $1,000 at Barley House that night, period. End of discussion. And finally, they kept replaying this clip of me in their video.
There wasn't an aggressive bone in my body all night.
Right before I hit the guy, right before all this shit happens, and it's very misleading because I was referring in this string of Snapchat as to how I felt earlier in the night. Again, we were there with Alyssa's family. It was a great night. I'm in Cleveland to meet Alyssa's family. Everything's positive, everything's good. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Like, it couldn't be more of a relaxed, chilled weekend, and I didn't have an aggressive bone in my body up until I did. Obviously, I Snapchatted out and said I just broke my finger. Obviously, at this point, I was super defensive, super heated, and like, I can't apologize for defending Alyssa. I cannot do it. Like, that's what I have to do. I'm her boyfriend. I love the girl. I have to do that. And to just show this clip before these things happen, it's super misleading. It's not right. And that's not the context that I was speaking in. It's pulling my words completely out of context and using it to make it look like I wasn't admitting to doing this, even though immediately after I told you guys that I did that. The second thing I have a problem with is the lack of help or protection from Barley at all. When all this happened, you guys are going to see in the security footage, these people that were beating up Alyssa are on Barley property. They're on the patio. They're chopping it up with the security guards. And we're getting into it with the security guards for our own reason. Then we have these people jumping in because we're recording the situation, and it's just a mess after that. We're gonna break it down, but they did nothing throughout the night to help us. They were mocking us on the way out. They were telling us, get the fuck out of here. We don't give a fuck who you are. All this crazy shit. We didn't blast this place for no reason. Obviously something happened. Obviously we felt wrong. Like I said, we were customers in the place. Alyssa just spent $1,000. We're with her family, and then I get embarrassed, thrown out, dragged out by my neck. Her family's all there. Like, it was embarrassing for me. I was mad. Alyssa got hurt in all this, and all this has everything to do with Barley. I know some people are gonna doubt me and say none of this is true and I'm lying and all that, and that Barley's perfect. Barley is not perfect. So next part of the security footage is this. T-Wop, roll the clip.
So these two people, these are just patrons that were in the bar, and these are the people that Mr. Banks and Alyssa got into a fight with.
So as you can see, this girl who's still in the patio at Barley despite everybody having to leave, she's there, she's talking to the security guards. Her boyfriend, this guy, who you'll later see that hit Alyssa, this girl starts taunting Alyssa. She starts throwing up her middle fingers, humping the air, and then she moves up, she grabs this chair, and she motions like she's gonna throw it. They're being aggressive at this point. Her boyfriend moved up, and he's talking to me. This is where he tells me, I'm part of Barley staff, get the fuck out of here. They were responding to us recording and talking badly about Barley. This is why when he tells me I work here, it makes perfect sense to me. Alyssa's got her phone out, she's complaining about Barley. This guy's the one who approaches us, and this girl's talking shit to us. What beef do they have with us in this situation? The only thing that makes any sense is that they have some interest in Barley. They're friends with the bar, whatever. Come to find out, they are regulars, and they are friends with multiple people of staff at Barley. At this point, Alyssa's focus is toward these people, and she starts recording them. They still don't like it, and the girl comes up, punches her in the face with her phone.
The girl smacks off her hand and swings at her, and then one gentleman is just breaking it up. One gentleman is just breaking it up.
This guy, this commentator in the background is saying this gentleman is doing nothing more than to help break up the situation.
One gentleman is just breaking it up.
No, you will see right here, this guy, his arms aren't in the middle of them too. He's not doing anything to break it up. He grabs Alyssa in the hair and hits her in the face.
Smacks off her hand and swings at her, just breaking it up.
This is what I see, so I grab a water bottle. What I grab is a water bottle. As you can see here,
one gentleman is just breaking it up. You just saw Mr. Banks throw a glass.
As you heard the guy say, I grabbed a glass. No, I grabbed a water bottle. Go back in the footage and watch the guy in the black the whole way through. Just watch him the whole way through. It might surprise a few of you guys. I throw a water bottle at this guy's face and I tell him, if he touches my girlfriend again, I'm beating his ass. The water bottle bounces off. This wasn't a glass. If this was a glass, his face would have been more hurt. It would have exploded. It was a water bottle. It bounces off clearly, like you can see in the video. This is a water bottle. They changed these minor little details to make me look even worse than I am. This was a water bottle. Then it gets broken up. Barley security grabs Alyssa and starts pushing towards this way, and these people are safe still on Barley property, which is why I was pissed off.
Barley security, as you can see, steps in there, does their part to break it up. As you can see, Barley security is not the aggressors. They're not chasing anybody down. They're just standing there trying to keep peace. As you can see, Barley security is not the aggressors. The girl smacks off her hand and swings at her. As you can see, Barley security is not the aggressors.
And these people are safe still on Barley property. And keep in mind, still at this point, I think that this guy works for Barley. The guy then comes around, Alyssa falls into him, as you can see here, and he grabs her and he throws her. This guy wasn't being nice to Alyssa. He was trying to hurt Alyssa. He was completely on the side of his girlfriend, which is understandable, but you don't put your hands on a girl. No, that's why I threw the water bottle.
One gentleman is just breaking it up. One gentleman is just breaking it up. One gentleman
is just breaking it up.
To call this guy a gentleman, to say that he broke up the fight and that he was trying to help break up the fight and keep in the peace, he's a gentleman. No. This next part that I'm going to show you is about 15, 20 minutes later outside of Barley. Roll the clip to you all.
to turn away from her and try to ignore it first. Here's Alyssa trying to ignore her.
So in this part, before the physical stuff happens again, this commentary is painting this girl out to be, she's trying to ignore her. Alyssa's still in this customer's face with her phone. This is the same woman who just punched Alyssa in the face.
Trying to ignore her, trying to ignore her.
Try to ignore it first. Trying to ignore her.
Of course Alyssa's gonna be mad. Of course she's gonna be recording. Why are you painting this picture like this is just some innocent girl? Alyssa's the bad girl. She's got a phone in your face. This girl put a phone in Alyssa's face too, but it wasn't in the way that Alyssa did it. She took her phone and bashed Alyssa in the face with it.
Trying to ignore her.
Alyssa continues to record, and then this happens. T-Wop, roll the clip.
They're trying to leave and get home, and this Alyssa girl won't get out of her face.
So he says they walk out, they try to leave. This is the same guy that already hit Alyssa. Keep in mind, they walk out and they try to leave.
They're trying to leave and get home. They're trying to leave and get home.
Dude, there's a camera in your face. You tried to leave?
They're trying to leave and get home.
You tried to leave. They could have walked away, calmly walked away. The camera isn't keeping them there. They could have turned their back to it and walked away. Instead, this girl punches Alyssa in the face. This guy swipes her arms away first.
They're trying to leave and get home. They're trying to leave and get home.
That's when you can see me in the security footage. I noticed that the guy hits her arms, and I told the guy, don't touch her again. He did it. I went after him. She retreats back behind her boyfriend. I push her out of the way.
And Banks comes from behind.
And while that's happening, the guy grabs Alyssa by her neck.
And that guy did nothing but try to break up the fight with the two girls. And that guy did nothing but try to break up the fight with the two girls. One gentleman.
I start punching him, and again, like I said in my last video, wouldn't change it for the world. The guy deserved it 1,000,000,000%. And keep in mind, I think at this point that this guy is Barley's staff. I understand that that's my own fault, and I take responsibility for that, but that's where all this shit's coming from. Clearly, you guys can see I'm getting heated just talking about it. It's an emotional thing. Like, just try to understand where my emotion is at all this. Things are happening time and time again. I understand we could have turned around and we could have walked away. But, like, these people are not innocent. This narrative, this dialogue, the commentator,
they're trying to leave and get home.
the fact that they would put this out, like, this is wrong. I hope you guys see this is wrong. We get into that scuffle. His girlfriend's hitting me in the head. I'm punching him in the head. We lock arms, and I get pulled by the girl, and I fall over the fence. And admittedly, like I said yesterday, one of the security guards finally helped me up and told me to go. He said, go. And I looked at him in his face. I wish I knew who this guy was, because he was a good dude. I looked at him and I said, thank you. Finally, somebody helped us. Alyssa didn't throw a single punch in any of this, and her face looks like this.
They're trying to leave and get home. One gentleman is just breaking it up.
No, that's not right. Something wrong happened. And for you guys to sit here and put this narrative on this and say this gentleman tried to break it up and this girl was minding her own business and they were trying to leave. You were trying to leave? Like, I hope you guys understand why I'm mad. Why I feel like this is wrong.
One gentleman.
Why Barley isn't this perfect hole-in-the-wall place that operates on rainbows and leprechaun farts. Like,
one gentleman.
No, this whole situation is a mess. I was super emotional. Clearly, I'm emotional still. Like, when I think about it, when I have to talk about it, like, this sucked. It sucked. This video, this footage, this narrative, the commentary, it's complete bullshit. This doesn't tell my side. This doesn't show anything that happened. And it bothers me that so many people saw this and this is all they saw. So hopefully those of you who did see it are still here and you guys are listening to me, because I feel like I'm making some sense. The major point where I went wrong in all this was identifying this guy as Barley's staff. This guy hit Alyssa, okay? This guy's girlfriend hit Alyssa multiple times. Like, you guys already saw her face. Like, something obviously happened to her. As her boyfriend, as somebody who loves her, this drove me insane. It killed me to see it. It still hurts me to see it. She's still not 100% better, and it just sucks. Why did I identify this guy as Barley's staff? I'm gonna give you guys the timeline of how all this happened, but the guy came up to us and told us he was Barley's staff. He told us to get the fuck out of here. I asked who he was. He told me he was Barley's staff. His girlfriend had hit Alyssa at this point, and he had put his hands on Alyssa, and that drove me even crazier than what had happened before with the Barley staff, with somebody who's actually a part of Barley's staff. He was still in there. He was still on their patio. He was chopping it up with the security guard. I had no other reason to believe otherwise. He told me that. I should have done a way better job at confirming this. I shouldn't have just jumped right to social media. I shouldn't have just ran with that. I should have did my job and been more responsible with my platform, and I'm sorry. I take full responsibility for that. I'm wrong in that, and I am sorry to Barley. I'm sorry to everybody. This guy does not work for Barley's staff. Let me make that clear. Nobody in Barley's staff hit Alyssa, okay? She did get hurt inside, and I'll get to that later, but nobody in Barley's staff, the guy I was referring to that hit her was this guy. In closing, I did shit wrong. Barley did shit wrong. It brought me up a couple notches in their book. They appreciate what I did that night. They appreciate the way that I handled it. My misinterpretation of the night, I do feel like I'm a victim of their misinterpretation of the night. Who isn't a victim are these people who hit Alyssa, okay? And all this stuff mixed up, and hopefully you guys have digested my point of view at this point, and you guys can see it from my point of view and see it from my perspective and understand the emotion that's going through me, understand the environment I'm in, understand that I love this girl to death, and I would jump in front of a bullet for her. I hope you guys understand what my intentions were, and hopefully we can now move forward, myself, the Barley house, privately, and deal with this. It had no business online. I am to blame for that. I take full responsibility. I understand why some people are mad at me, the people from Reddit. I get it. I understand. You guys watch this video, but hopefully you watch mine too. For those of you guys who love me, all I ask for anybody, if you want to hate anybody, hate me. Leave Alyssa alone. She went through so much shit that night. She literally didn't throw a single punch. She did not deserve at all what happened to her, and it's not fair, and I'm still upset about it. Her family's upset about it. All this on top of it is just making it even more hard. Like, this has been super difficult for me. I can only imagine how she's felt. I'm next to her the whole time. Like, it hasn't been good for her. There's a reason why she hasn't come out and got in front of the camera. Like, she's a mess, and it kills me to see her like that. Leave her alone. If you want to hate someone, hate me. I love her so much, dude. The only silver lining in all this for me is that it brought me and Alyssa a lot closer together. Her family, despite all this craziness, I hope you guys can see that we didn't throw the first punch. We weren't aggressive at all. Not one point during the night, from what happened in the basement to what happened outside. We didn't start any of that. I'm super discombobulated now. My mind is complete mush at this point. I don't even know what to say after that. I hope all this is resolved. I am sorry for what I did, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart. Nobody was perfect in this at all. It was just a horrible situation. Very preventable by both myself and Barley, but horrible nonetheless. Again, I want to say thank you so much to the people that love me, the people that know me, my fans, our fans. Alyssa says thanks too. Trust me, you guys are the only thing that's been keeping us sane. We appreciate it so much. We see all the tweets, we see all the comments, we see all the love, I see all the likes. I love you guys so much. Like, you guys mean the world to me. You're a part of our family, and I'm gonna do a better job at being more responsible with the fan base that we've amassed. That is a promise from me to you guys. With that being said, it's been your boy Banks. Peace the f Hang on, guys, just a second. I can't let you leave just yet. There's a couple more things I do need to say. Again, all this being said, I do not condone any sort of harassment, negativity, anything like that. Let it be, guys. Let it be. This is my problem to deal with. It doesn't mean that you guys have to hate anyone or attack anyone. I do not condone it. It's not cool. Please do not do it. And I know the people who are really my fans, who really love me, they'll listen to me and they'll appreciate my wishes, and just let this be. This whole situation has really humbled me. It really has. It's changed me for the better, I'd like to think. I appreciate YouTube so much more. I appreciate what I have in life so much more. I appreciate just being able to make videos again for you guys. Like, I can't even believe I can just like live my life now. I've been stressing this and fighting this and focused on this. My brain is about to explode. Like, it's a lot to deal with. It's not fun. Anybody who ever wants to be sued or sue someone or do anything, guys, it's not the way. It's a horrible experience, no matter what side you're on. I'm so grateful again to you guys. I don't want to exhaust this point, but I fucking love you, man. I love you, and I'm speaking for Alyssa now too and saying I love you too. We couldn't have done this shit without you guys. Seriously, I felt like so lost in all of this, and I felt like my world got flipped upside down. The fun of YouTube was sucked right out of this. Again, like I said, I could have made videos and pretend like this didn't happen. It's December right now. Any YouTuber watching this knows what that means. It means the CPM is blasted way up, and I've never spent this long without uploading since I started uploading again. I've never got this many views ever, and I don't know what I could ever do to prove that I'm not doing this shit for money. YouTube is here in my life as an escape. It's my platform where I can express myself freely, which again, I'm so grateful to be able to do that, because it was taken from me. That was literally taken from me, and I've never felt so defenseless and so like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't put on the face, and I couldn't go through my life and pretend like this didn't happen and have you guys think I was guilty, because what that does is if I don't address the situation, then, oh, he's guilty. He's not saying anything. This video must be 100% true. And I knew that's what would have happened. So this completely prevented me from doing anything. I haven't been Snapchatting. I haven't been posting on Instagram. I haven't even wanted to do any of this shit. This has made me hate the internet. We got through it, and I've never been more excited to post videos. I've never been more excited to get back on the horse and just go. We're gonna do Christmas. We're gonna chill out for the rest of the year. 2018 is our year. Clout Gang all day. Me and Alyssa are gonna have a huge year. Rice is gonna have a huge year. Clout Gang is gonna have a huge year. You guys are gonna see it, witness it, experience it with us. It's gonna be amazing. That being said, I hope you guys watch through the video. Like me to show me who the still here? Who still cares about me? Honestly, whether it's 100,000 people or 40 million people, I don't give a f. I want a family, ride or die fans who are with me thick and thin. You guys are gonna see the good and the bad in life, and life isn't just like this. It's never just like that. Life is very much like this, ups and downs. You guys are all gonna learn that if you haven't already. I've learned that a few times. No matter how high you are, you're gonna come down at some point. You gotta be ready for that. You gotta fight through that. You gotta prevail, period. I feel good. I feel refreshed. I feel excited. I feel rested, and I'm back, baby. Peace the f. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. Look at this. There's a f***ing pin in my finger, running all the way down my finger. Trust me, guys, this wasn't a great experience by no means. But yeah, I can't even do my little outro thing. Peace the, like, what the f? Peace the f out. Peace the f out.